If you're selling a home or planning to, this is something you should understand before the first offer ever comes in. How an offer is presented matters. Most sellers are simply told to accept emailed offers as they arrive, and it's framed as normal, efficient, and modern. In reality, that works against sellers, and I have a suggestion for you that is totally different. My name is Michael Hausam. I'm an active real estate broker in Southern California. I've been licensed for nearly 25 years, and a decade earlier, my first job out of college, I started in the mortgage business, helping realtors' clients finance homes. I'm also the founder of House Advantage Academy, where I help realtors become better realtors. So one of the key strategies that I use in my own real estate business and teach to my realtor students is to only accept offers on their listings in person. Now, this goes totally against the grain, and it is completely unique in the marketplace. But it is a really effective practice, and there are multiple reasons for it. The third one is the most important one for your bottom line. Here's the key idea. A home is not a commodity purchase. Buyers don't make their final decisions on homes the way they buy stocks or cars or appliances. Emotion plays such a big role, even when people think they're being purely logical. So when offers are presented in person, something very different happens. The first reason is that the whole process goes so much faster. The offer is presented and the response is presented literally within minutes. Either it's accepted or there's a counteroffer, which is itself responded to in just minutes. If there are questions or concerns, they're handled right then and there. Even in the most extreme cases, it can all be sorted out within like 15 or 20 minutes. And then you know, is there a deal or is there not? If not, fine. Everybody can move on without a day or two of exhausting emails and questions and back and forth. Now, if there is a sale, awesome. Escrow opens that day or the next morning with the best possible goodwill to start because everything happens so quickly. When I do offers in person on my listings, just in case, I've always got a bottle of champagne to crack open to share. Everybody loves this, and that's more goodwill and good feelings that are created. And goodwill is very important to start escrow with. You can kind of think of it as cancellation insurance. So another reason why in-person offers are so good is that you're actually getting human beings interacting in real life instead of just trading back PDFs with DocuSign on a telephone. Sometimes the person-to-person is where the magic can happen, and there's a trillion different possibilities with this. It could be as simple as, oh my God, I love the Dodgers too, or, oh, my folks were both teachers as well. But at a more fundamental level, when a buyer sees you as a real life, three-dimensional human being, they're going to be treating you totally differently if there's some kind of issue or a speed bump or something else that comes up. If there's a problem requiring a repair request or an adjustment, addressing that to David and Cheryl, who I met with 4 days ago at their kitchen table, I had champagne with, after we came to an agreement, that's a totally different interaction than if it's just writing up a form that goes off to the name that they saw on a DocuSign. That can save you a ton of money. Now, the most important reason to do offers in person rather than doing it via email is that when an offer is presented and negotiated in person, you can oftentimes get more money for the house. I want a buyer for one of my listings to making their final money decision at the kitchen table of the house that they're wanting, the one that they're excited about, the house that they're already dreaming about, what their future's going to be like. I want them making that decision in that house. Totally changes the decision. I don't want them making that financial decision at their current home with their phone in one hand and the remote control on the other, and they're pausing it and talking to their spouse or whatever about the number. The family room or the kitchen of the new house is where I'm more likely to get, all right, let's just do it. That kind of response. Whereas if it's just an email, it's going to be, no, we're not going to come up another 15 grand or whatever the number is. That opportunity for for the subtle pressure and the negotiating leverage can mean a lot of money for you that you otherwise never would have seen. Now, two other quick things I'm going to mention as well about in-person offers is that it totally eliminates the tire kickers and the time wasters. I can write up an offer on your house in about 45 seconds and send it off to DocuSign. But that's super easy to do. How easy is it to send that offer at 10 or 15% below your asking price? But if I got to get out of my pajamas, put on my clothes, drive over to your house, look at you in the face, I may not do that. I'm not going to waste my time or my client's time for an offer that we're just kind of making up. And that saves you too. Also, only serious buyers show up in person to present an offer. And you as a seller, you only want serious buyers. Well, if I can't get it for this price, that's okay. Send the offer over anyway. Those are gone. And that's a good thing. And then lastly, and this is kind of a selfish thing for you. If you're doing the offer in person, you're getting to watch your agent go to work for you. You get to see how they're handling the buyer, how they're handling the agent, how they're positioning things, how they're advocating for you. If there's a problem, you can see it. Otherwise, you're just getting forwarded emails or a screenshot of certain texts. You actually may not know what's going on. And this right here, this is reason enough for you to insist that it be done in your home in person. Now, of course, not every buyer is going to be willing to do it or they can't do it for some reason. That's okay. You want to try to get them in person if ever you can. And then, of course, you're absolutely not obligated to make things easy for every buyer. It's your house that you're trying to sell. You are allowed to prefer seriousness, clarity, and commitment from your buyer. And you're also allowed to make sure that your agent requires that as well. If the agent that you're talking to about interviewing to hire never mentions this option, you'd want to ask them why. And if your current agent has never brought up doing offers in person, you need to bring that up as a topic. How are you going to reduce fallout after escrow opens? How are you going to assess the other party if all you've ever seen is their name on a PDF? Understanding this before you list the home gives you leverage that most sellers never realized they had. And this is exactly why Fix My Realtor exists in the first place. Clarity so that mistakes don't become expensive later. For more guidance on how representation should actually work, you can go to fixmyrealtor.com or watch the next video that's coming up about what to do if you've got a multiple offer situation.